Previously on Engineering Couple podcast.
I am the kind of person that I have a lot of interests and I love exploring those interests.
You can actually do many things and you can be fairly good in all of it.
Another thing is that every profession or every skill exists to solve a problem.
Exactly.
Hi, welcome back again to our podcast, The Engineering Couple. So my name is Gbemi and I'm here again with my husband Timothy.
Hi.
And yes.
And shout out to just give a fast one. Shout out to the UBT. I think it's the bank.
He has been dying to shout them out.
It's the bank I use in the United States here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll be speaking again. Not again. Yeah, talking again actually. But I'm going to be talking about like why mechanical engineering. I think some people have that question, especially with me.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, why did you choose this field? And also like we'll give you tips.
Okay.
On how to
choose your career.
Yeah.
Really.
Everything. So yeah. So I'm the one anchoring today. So let's start with you. Like, why did you choose mechanical engineering? Was it like a childhood dream? The cliche.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. I saw my daddy fixing car. And I was like, okay, so
it was none of that for me. If I'm gonna be sincere. So as you said, we've studied mechanical engineering. And the very first thing about mechanical engineering is it wasn't really a passion for me. It's the whole idea of the career I wanted to pick was just a basic young boy, finished secondary school, not sure what he's gonna do. I think till today we're still trying to find out what we're gonna do really eventually. Obviously we saw planes flying over our houses, and then we thought, okay, yes, let's.
You thought?
Okay, sorry. I thought I don't like the idea of using I, so I love to use we. But I thought of the fact that I could have like just the knowledge of planes. So I said, I was gonna do aeronautics. I'm gonna be a pilot, and my dad said, okay, if that's what you're gonna do, go for it. And so, I had plans. So after secondary school, what Americans would call high school. So once I was done, then the eventual time to pick up a career came up, and I was looking, and I said, okay, I think I did not pass JAMB at my first sitting. No, I passed, but I wanted to go for, I sincerely did not know. But I just know, I think I chose mechanical engineering.
Okay.
But at that point, I was being naive. Like, what? I just finished school. I still have, and I was deceiving myself that I was much younger. I think I had age on my side, looking at other people around that area. And so I said, okay, I put in mechanical engineering because it's closest. I told my dad, can we afford the aeronautics school in Zaria? And he said, no, it's not something he can afford. And I think he was, at that time we had the sickness and all of that. And so he said, it's not something we can afford now. So I then put in for mechanical engineering. I think I chose Unilag was my first choice. It's true, yeah. Unilag was my very first choice.
That's University of Lagos.
University of Lagos, Akoka, Yaba, Lagos, Nigeria. They pride themselves to be the best school, but and so I said I think I chose both. Okay. So Unilag first choice and second choice. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I myself I'm just remembering now, and then I chose Yabatech as my second option.
Why did you know that I chose Yabatech as my second option too?
I think everybody will love Yabatech because it's quite popular, and that's the Yaba College of Technology, of which I think my mom is an alumnus of that school. Yeah. Shout out to my mom.
We know the story.
the Mrs. Alo herself. And so I chose the school, and then we went. So I went for the post-UME. I think I scored about 246. I went for post-UME. But I think I did not pass well.
Okay, give me the cutoff for.
Not just the cutoff. I did not even pass. I think there's an average. I got maybe 51 or so. So I think my dad spoke with some people, and they're like, nah, he should just wait till next year.
Okay.
So again, and I think my dad also, he said, okay, rather than stay at home, I should probably try to go for a lesson. And then then he also put me in to learn a trade.
Okay.
So I started fixing phones at that time. So at that point, my love for aeronautics has begun to die off, and it began to die off. So eventually I met one fantastic woman who has helped my life through another pastor. My dad was a pastor, and so I met her in their church. They sponsored undergraduates, and they tried to monitor their academic progress. That's the person of Mommy Olayode. I think, I don't know if she's going to see this, but thank you, Ma, for all you did for us then until now and forever. And so I met the pastor, and then I told him, so then I was not trying to say, my dream is still aeronautics, and I don't think I'm going to do mechanical engineering. And he said, no, come off it, bro. You should just look for something to do, and then go for mechanical. So then I got into the lesson, and then that was it's still the famous Adams at Debola College. And shout out to Mr. Adams. Thank you for your input in my academic journey and life generally. And so when I met him, he finished from OAU. So that was where the OAU, this thing, and then every time he would bring people to come speak to us, and then they tell us how the school is good. So I said, okay, let's go for it. Impressionable young guy. I loved him as a person. I look up to him then. I still look up to him now. And then I put in for the school, and then so mechanical engineering, and that was how I chose that. Then it made me study well. That was the shift in my academic life. I would say in my life generally. It was around that period too. I and my brother had a discussion on, getting better at our skill as instrumentalists. So that was a shift in my life to become more serious. And so I got into, at the JAMB, I was like the best in my area. So I went for OE post UME, where I was now confident, I was proud, and I got in. And so that was how I chose mechanical engineering. So the goal really was for aeronautics, but a lot of factors came in and brought me into mechanical engineering. Okay.
Yeah. So my story at the beginning was almost similar, but deviated. So for me, I also wanted to study aeronautical engineering.
Wow.
I was like, it was a childhood dream. It's not like there was really a motivation to it. It was just like, watching like a movie, and then I saw like spaceships and like space shuttles, and I was like, fascinating. So I want to become.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. So I want to become. Therefore, I want to become an aeronautical engineer. My mom was like, which kind of conclusion is that one? But she didn't say anything. She was like, okay, fine.
Shout out to Mommy. Wonderful woman.
So I think the beautiful thing was that, because I think I was around like 3 years old when I made that statement. And then there was a time, I'm going to get to that. There was a time in my secondary school, and then things were going tough for me, and I was like, I'm not
tough
doing
for you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been pretty smart. Tough for you.
Come on. He wants to pull my legs. So like things were going a bit tough for me. And then my mom was like, I thought the dream was aeronautical engineering. I was like, okay. Because I was like, let me just maybe go and do agric or something.
Now, that's not to say it's...
No, I'm not saying it's bad. No, I'm just saying like, it's just like, okay, my mom was like,
an alternative.
Yes. My mom was like, this is what you told me.
Yeah.
And like, why are you now changing your story now? Because things are like tough. Like, if you are changing, it's not because like you're hitting a brick wall or you're meeting a challenge that you're supposed to like surpass that challenge. I don't like that be the reason you're like changing.
Dropping the ball.
So like there's okay, I think we're going to get to that when it gets to the point that you might change direction.
Yes.
Not because there's a challenge, but because maybe it's just your decision to like wish to change it and maybe some other factors. So but that was like it was a childhood dream, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And getting to secondary school, I think it was also the sing song for me, and also like the way you've had like impact in your, like people having impact in your life. I've had that too. So in secondary school,
can you remember some of that?
Yeah,
yes.
My mathematics teacher, Mr. Adewale, like.
Mr. Adewale, shout out to you if you're gonna see this.
So I attended OBMS, that's Orita Baptist Model School in Ibadan.
That's the best school.
Yes. in Ibadan.
I've met pretty much many of your graduates. You guys are exceptionally good. The likes of Bolu, the other guy.
What's this guy's name? Bade something.
I can't remember his name, but I mean he's good all around. He also plays soccer, football. Very, very good guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I attended OBMS, OBMS for short, and so they have a policy in school that the teacher, class teacher, like for example, like mathematics teacher, English teacher that started with you in your GSS1,
Yes.
call it GS1, but that's like I don't know what they call it here, but like
That's just your first year.
yeah,
That's
like
your first year in high school.
High school, yeah. So like the teacher that started with you is going to be the one to finish with you because they didn't want that break in. Like you already used to this person's communication style, they want that break. So they wanted that person to follow you for the 6 years that you've been in high school or in secondary school. So Mr. Adewale was my maths teacher.
Yep.
And from GSS1, I loved maths and he saw it. Even my dad is a mathematics teacher too.
Yeah,
But
that is really smart.
yeah, but he wasn't in like he was also an OBMA teacher, but was not like in my school. He was in a different branch.
Okay.
They call it branch. The branch they call it, yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, so he was there, and I was in like Total Garden.
Yep.
Yeah, so Mr. Adewale was following me like from, and I think that's actually a beautiful thing because the teacher will see your progress throughout the year. So if anything happens, they know that this is not you. Yeah. So anything that, so GS1, I was fairly good, like new from primary school. GS2. So I think it was when I got to GS3. No, yeah, from GS3 going to SS1 that he now called me. I'm not sure if my score dropped or something. So he called me and was like, he knows that I'm good in mathematics. But do you know that those people, because I think that time, because we have this thing called combination lists in OBMS, where they give the first 20 in the class, and usually we have like 200. Now the 200 is not in just one class; we have like subdivisions. Yeah. So what they like at the end of
an award.
Yeah, they give like an award to or a recognition. To the first 20, and they give award to the first 3. So he called me, and usually like from GS1, I was like maybe 14th position, 15th, and I was feeling fine. Like at least I'm on the combination list, 17th position. And he called me, was like, "Do you know those in the top 5? We don't have 2 heads."
Wow.
I was like, because I was feeling fine, like at least combination list, like you see my name there, even if it's number 19, is there. So, and he called me like those people, like top 5, top 10, and not, they didn't have 2 heads. I was like, oh, because I used to see them as the high flyers. I'm just
that was the same this thing I had when I joined Adams College. I don't know how we're gonna talk about, but I would love to shout out to him. Really, yeah. Okay, please.
So I was saying, okay, this was at the high flyers. Me, I'm just a bit above average. I'm not bad. I'm okay. And he called me, was like, he believes in me, and like he believes I can do better. I was like, me? I was like, okay.
Let's do this.
Let's see. So I think that was around the first time I began to even study over the night, because I never did that. Because he challenged me that.
In your high school?
Yes.
I mean, in high school. There's
a bit of trying to pull my legs in this.
Well, I mean, that's good, really, to study over the night. Yeah.
Yeah. So he called me. So he called me and said, like, you can do this. And I think even when I got to SS2, he pushed me to a competition.
Wow.
If anybody knows Mathematics Association of Nigeria, he pushed me to represent the school. And I feel like I'm not that good, but like I just like the fact that he was like pushing me to like do things that better. I felt like to do better, even though I was not doing that bad. So that was that's like what a motivation for me in that. And then I told him that okay, I wanted to become an engineer and everything. So even as at SS3, he was already preparing me for engineering mathematics for school. Like he had given me materials already. Like we had I had a laptop that time, so he gave me a flash drive. He had copied materials on engineering mathematics that I should start studying before time. I think he bought me a textbook, like just to start studying, just prepare myself. Like don't give up on this dream. So I like that the importance of having like good teachers. No people are always shouting teacher, but having good teachers like that, and I'm always grateful to him for pushing me. I think
Mr. Adewale.
Mr. Adewale.
Adewale, okay. So.
Yeah. So I think the last time I inquired of him, I learned he had left OBMS. So because I think the last time we were in Nigeria, I was like, I want to go and see him, but I said he wasn't here. I was like,
oh no.
So but obviously I'm going to see him again.
Someday.
Yes, someday. Like he made a huge impact in my engineering career. So he and my mom made sure I did not give up because at that time I was having issues with technical drawing. As in SS1, like so my mom was like, this should not be the reason you should drop technical drawing, because we had 3 options in school, OBMS. Like if you're not doing technical drawing, go to agric, or go to, I've forgotten the third option.
Nutrition?
No, it was not nutrition.
Because I think that's how we do it in our school.
Like I know for sciences, it was technical drawing or agric, and I think maybe the third option was maybe government or something.
Oh.
So I said so technical drawing was what I was doing since as an engineering person, and it was demanding. It was tasking at that time. I was like, maybe I'll just go and do agric. So when I say I'm doing good to do agric, it's not like I'm trying to slide.
Yeah. Oh, so it was an option for you.
So an option to go and do the agric. Like at least I'm not going to be drawing anything. I'm just going to be reading and everything, and maybe doing practicals and all. So, but my mom said no. If the issue is that you don't understand, go and meet your teachers. Make sure you know. And I didn't really like. I was not really like go and meet teacher. This thing about. So I think maybe some classmates, and then I also like sat down and then I studied like hard and everything. Yeah. So that was like my experience then. So that was why I did not drop the ball.
Okay.
In secondary school. So now came to the time of picking the course.
Yeah.
So like I said, it was aerospace engineering all through, and then again, just like you said, like Zaria was
an option,
like almost the only option.
Almost
the only option at the time of picking a course.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I think that time there was like an unrest in Zaria.
Okay, yeah.
So it was just like
the northern part.
Yeah, the northern part of So it was like, okay, she's not comfortable with me going that far from home.
So the funds was not the problem.
No, the money was not the problem.
Okay.
It's not like we're rich, but like if that was
she likes to be humble. Yeah.
No, if that was my dream, like I could have done it. But my mom was like, the unrest was a lot, that she does not want a situation whereby she's always agitated, like what's happening and everything. Yeah. So I just said, okay, fine, let me just do mechanical engineering, since that's the closest field to it. So, and then we're now looking at, okay, what school? I wanted to go to UI because that's where my brother was. And no, I didn't want to go to UI. My brother was in UI. Okay. But I wanted to go far away from home.
Oh, okay.
So I chose Uniben.
Ooh.
So I picked Uniben. And I think UI also had this age. I think you have to be 16 before you get in. And I wasn't 16 at the time.
Wow.
So I was like...
young and smart.
So I was like, okay. Uniben, at least it's kind of far.
Yep.
My mom cannot just drive and come and meet me. So okay, let me pick Uniben. I think Uniben was my first choice. Then Yabatech was my second choice.
Okay.
I've forgotten what my third choice was. But anyway, Uniben.
No, I think you pick 2 universities. Then you have Polytechnic.
Okay.
So you have 2 choices.
Okay, I think I picked Uniben and then UI.
Okay.
But I could not get into UI because of the age restriction. And then Yabatech. So, but my mom was like, Uniben.
Wait. But you didn't stay 1 year at home.
Eventually I did because of the strike.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. So it means that if you had chosen Uniben, then OAU must have been your second choice.
No, OAU was my second choice. My mom changed it.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, my mind is going all.
Okay. Yeah. So Uniben was my first choice. UI was my second choice. That's at least. Because I think that time people were telling me that, okay, I can defer it, I can get the admission and then defer it by a year and then still get in, because like UI was really strict with their 16-year-old policy. Like,
I think even
though we knew people there, like they were like, UI is not going to bend. Yeah. So there was no use that I can just get the admission and then defer it. So then my mom was like, I didn't want her to wait a year at home. So even though she didn't want me to go far, at the same time she was like, she now looked at Uniben, so she was like, because it's me that used my hand to put Uniben, that University of Benin. But my mom was like, she didn't want me to go.
Which is a very good school too.
Yeah, it's a very good school. But then my mom went to change it behind my back. Okay. To OAU.
Wow.
And she not came to tell me that I've changed it.
So which did she change? Is it the OAU UI or Uniben OAU?
Uniben was, she changed Uniben to OAU. Okay. And I think she left to UI. Okay. Maybe she didn't to UNN, University of Nigeria in Nsukka. That's where my dad went to. Oh, yeah. So
pretty good school too.
Yes. So it was OAU UNN. Okay. So, but she didn't want me to go to UNN. She was like, it has to be OAU. Wow. So, but when she told me that she had changed it to OAU, I broke down crying. Because why was I crying? It was because I had a cousin that went there, and then like all I knew about the school was strike. Like the school was known for a lot of strikes. I was like, I don't want to. Because I had a dream that, okay, before 20, I was going to finish school. I was like, You want me to stay at home for a long time? There are a lot of strikes. So my mom was not trying to like, no, it's not that bad. Like it used to be that way before. It's not that bad now. She even had to call my cousin to come and tell me that it's not that bad, like, and everything. So I said, okay, you have changed it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. So I wrote the exam, wrote JAM, wrote the post-UTME, got in. And
wow.
The rest is history.
Yeah. That's okay. So you're anchoring.
Oh, yeah. So like that was how I chose. So it was not like a dream,
okay,
like the mechanical itself. So like some people are just looking at, some people think, especially for me, I chose it because I'm trying to defy the norm. Like I'm trying to just show that. I said, no, I'm not trying to show anything. At that time, I just wanted to, this was my interest. And then mechanical was like the closest choice. And I went for it. Like that was all to it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So now that we have chosen mechanical engineering, like, and we have seen how mechanical engineering has impacted your life. First, I think you should share how it has impacted your life in a way. And also like what advice will you give to people that are trying to like make that choice? Maybe someone that is just in high school, trying to look to picking a course in the university. Like what will you tell them?
Okay, so thank you for that. I think the very first thing to note is that in choosing your career, you might not get it right. Because, you know, as we said when we talked about love, our generation wants the bubbling thing in their hearts to be what they get, which life generally might not always be that way. So whatever career you pick, I think the very first thing to notice, I'm in this program already. And I will try my very possible best to make the best out of it. So that was I think that's the key lesson I learned from Mr. Adams. The Mr. Adams at Debola of the Adams College. Again, he's someone who just, yes, I know people can come up with whether school is a scam and all of that, but he just let us see
to change your perception.
Yes, that it should be more of hard work. Hard work. And many other people I've met after, like so my Pastor Christian Gonoyinka, and many other people. You now see the height of hard work. That so when I met him, and then during the lesson those days we'll be reading. I think that's where I started my own overnight reading. Yes, my dad played a role. I was using a BlackBerry then, so I think not so. Mr. Adams told us to go and drop our phones. Because it's a form of distraction. That's when the pinging thing came up. I was using a Storm 2. That was because I was working in Ikeja at that time. So I was fixing phones before I started the lesson. So making a decent amount of money. But one thing that struck me was at every time we were reading.
Sorry for quotation. I think one thing that some people have like a perception about, like even though you wanted to go to school, like you were doing like quote unquote like a menial
job.
Menial job. Like they see like phone repairers and they're like, like you can be a phone repairer and be in school.
And be in school.
Yeah, and be in school. Like one doesn't stop the other.
At all.
That's what I think that would to keep preaching.
And the knowledge of that can even help you. Like I don't think many people even know that part of me. That I used to fix phones, change the screen. I can't forget the case where, oh God help me, this is a Nigerian problem, where we made extra profits. I think an older woman came in that day and her phone was bad. Eventually we got to notice that she turned off the display of the phone. I think it was this ZL, the orange, and I think she dropped, probably maybe her daughter or son was trying to make a night call, and then you reduce the light. And so we just said that the screen, we had to change it. Eventually we turned it off and collected money, I was the one who championed the cause because that was like my first job. So I got a larger share, my Oga took the rest. But the whole point is, so when I got to meet him, when I met him, he now let us see hard work. That's the way to go through life. So when I met Mr. Adams, people try to make Adams' lesson look like it's more of they breed in you a genius. But no, he just makes you see that you can do it. Where I met people like Charles, who was our best graduating student at Command Secondary School, Oshodi. And so I felt he was born for it. He's a good guy, awesome guy. We still speak. And I felt he was born for it, that we were just made to be at the back bench. But, I remember we had a mock exam for JAMB. That's the UTME, like the GRE or the SAT for the United States. And I had the first exam, and it was a mock exam, and I did pretty well. I think the difference between my score and his score was probably 100. And now that looks small, but it gave me confidence, like, oh, okay. I mean, I think I'm up for the task. And so now hard work came into play. Now coming into mechanical engineering, and when I got to OAU again, my first year was not really that good, I must confess. And that's one thing you must take from this episode, that you might not become... Your first years might not determine what you graduate with eventually. So my first...
But it does play.
Yeah, it does. Okay, it does play good role, please.
Yeah.
Don't take me out of the context. It does. I think I got a first class in my very first semester. I think everybody should.
Yeah.
My second semester was my lowest when I lost my dad. That was about a 3 point something. People would say, what? So I dropped that low.
Yeah, me too, 3 point something.
But
For a different reason.
She was just playing around. And so I began to build it back up and all of that. And then the whole idea, I think I met my project supervisor in my part 3. His course, I just noticed he was controversial in the sense that people, a lot of rumors, especially when you hear the Dr. Adios, the Dr. Malomos of MEC, and then a lot of rumors. They are this, they are wicked, they are this, they are sadis, blah, 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 blah. And so, but I think he's first class, I love him with his dressing. I just love, he was just different with his socks, nice socks and all of that. I'm sorry, sir, but I think I can do this now. I'm still your boy. But I just love those things about him. And then I said, okay, why are these people where they are? And it just shows hard work. So I knew that I'm not someone who even understands things very fast. I think you should have known that. I take time, a lot of time, watch it over again to get it. So I think mechanical engineering in itself has just given me that idea of hard work. You just have to sit down and learn. So whatever career you want to pick, the career is not the problem. It's your attitude towards it, the hard work, really. And you can just do anything. Some of the businesses we did in school and we made some money then, it was just part of hard work. I don't just see myself now be idle throughout the whole day, rolling on your bed, just flipping through your phone. So if I were to take something about mechanical engineering, I think the whole idea is they taught me hard work. And I'm still learning that hard work now.
Yes.
Because coming down here, wow. There's now another hard work, because you now see people here and you're like, wow, this is someone who is really good. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's almost the same thing. Like OAU in general, and especially mechanical engineering, Spider, especially like engineering, taught us that resilience and hard work and striving for excellence in a way, because like it's just like, it's not like you're trying to beat people.
Some people came and did not strive.
That's them. Like it taught us, some people did not learn me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So but this the system, quote unquote, has been designed for us to be hardworking.
I think we saw it as a system for hardworking. Yeah. Some people will see it as a system for punishment. Yeah. So I think it's just the ideology.
I think it's the perception that we have towards it, because some people were obviously went through the same process, and then what they took out of it was something totally different than what we did.
People might argue we had privileges.
Whoever thinks we have privilege, please tell me, because I really want to know.
I'm always grateful to God that because I know there might be arguments around, probably they were giving me marks and all of that. But I used to thank God that we had tutorials where I taught. So you can't argue the fact that this guy did his homework.
Stuff,
and I think what people did not get is that we ran away from the whole clouds. I think those who know where we read, probably we just go to our Greek. We find somewhere secluded, and then we just go to read. But there was time. We give time to this thing.
So just like I say, we go down into the grave and then erupt.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, so someone told me, like, I've never seen you read before.
Exactly.
Because you will not just, like, where I read.
And the funny thing then was, even when we read, there are some times where you don't understand the concept.
Yeah.
And I tell people that sincerely, I think I'm not even worse now. I think sincerely, I don't understand it. But I'm just going to ensure I will get to know it.
Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons I also got close to you in part 2, because Donald was good with programming. So it's not as if I had that programming experience before. So like I associated myself with you and with him, you to get to him actually, so that I could learn.
I was a means to an end.
Programming. Same thing like even electrical engineering. Big Sam was also a good help because I used to attend his
Big Sam, shout out.
I used to attend his tutorials and it was just like, so it's not like maybe you had all the knowledge, like you knew people who, and YouTube was also like a good resource for us.
YouTube, God.
Watch YouTube.
We're still on YouTube.
Yes. So we watch YouTube to understand concepts and everything. So like we just went all out to understand. So even in career choices, I think it's the same take home, because some people will say, okay, like even what do I have to show for it? I studied like maybe post science and I'm not a political figure yet. But
and rather than blame the system, I think the best way to see it, yes, this is very arguable. You could come at me and all of that. But I think rather than blame the system, always find a way not to extort the system, but to make the system
work for you.
It's something you can do. I mean, I don't know how best to put this, but it's something you can do.
I think it's just a mindset shift that needs to be done. Like sometimes, like there's some situations and I would convince myself that, okay, what can I learn from this? Or sometimes I say I'll delude myself into saying, okay, this is just a means to an end. Like at a point in my life when I was jobless, I was like, okay, this is just part of my success story.
Like someone will say, have you ever been jobless? Oh yes.
Oh, I have been. So
you know, it's gonna be in our next episode. You know, what do you think we'll talk about?
I think since we have started, we can just talk about like our career journey up till now.
Okay.
Not like we are.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
I just feel that we would love to have you guys join us in our growth process.
Yeah.
This is just to give a background, and we'll get better. And I'm sure you too will get better. The whole essence is also for you, the listeners, the viewers, to also, you know, see things. Just look around you. There are many things, you know. Just a boy from a very privileged background. We were not poor, we're not rich. Obviously, we're not in this scale. We're tending to 4/10, and you know, made use. And again, I'll speak about some of the opportunities I've had. A lot of opportunities have come because of the hard work and determination, you know, we've put into this.
I think we're both not born with like silver spoons or like.
Well, ours was a bit.
No, it looks like it. That's like it's perception.
No, mine might be plastic. My parents tried their best, obviously. I'm not trying to shade them. They did their best. My mom, excellent worker, someone who also, I think I also learned hard work from her, but mine was a bit plastic, but hers was, you can see maybe silver coated.
Silver plated. It was still plastic under, but okay, maybe the silver was on top. They just sandpaper silver.
Okay, again, thank you for joining us. We'd love to have you in our next episode, and we look forward always to see you join us. Like, comment, and share. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. And we don't want to sound like the usual YouTube guys. Please follow us. And then
you can always connect with us. I think I'm very, very, very active on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is my home.
I think I love Twitter. So just connect. Find a way. Let's connect. I'm very open. WhatsApp. I love WhatsApp. Or any other platform. I think we have people in charge now, and they will always give you a reply, or they will get a way to get to us. From all our teams and all of us, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Next time on Engineering Couple Podcast.
This is a very beautiful case of what I expected versus what I got.
I think the dream that was sold to us then was when you get a first class.
Like I'm made for life.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was the dream.
You can actually be good at what you do and also do it the right way. I think the idea sold to us then was on your graduation day. A lot of companies will come and line up and all of those things.
My journey is full of ups and downs. First class graduate, you're expecting that everybody's rushing you, like every company is rushing you, and that was not what I got. You will learn.
You learn. You learn.
You learn. That time I didn't even have it in mind that maybe the CV was the issue. I just felt like, okay, maybe I felt
The
like
devil was at you. The life of a first class student might not be as rosy as many people think.
no.